Hello, everybody. My name is Molly Estes. I'm clinical faculty at Loma Linda University in Southern California, and I'm part of the ACOEP CME committee.
And I am Christopher Colbert, the chair of CME for ACOEP and one of the APDs at the University of Illinois. And here we are with the brilliant physician, Dr. Sanson. Please provide some insight. We are so happy to have you today. Number one, hello, 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 and really excited for your presentation in the fall at the ACOEP Scientific Assembly in October. Please provide some insight onto what you're going to discuss and what you're excited about at the conference.
Well, thanks for that great intro, a bit over the top. I'm excited about coming to speak as well. One of my passions in life is teaching. I've been an educator my whole career, and I had combined that recently with travel. International outreach has been part of since I started emergency medicine. I was at U of I as well, and was one of the first to start off on doing the international work. So, when the Ukraine conflict started, the war, many, like myself, probably had that same kind of, what the heck? This is the 21st century. How can something like this be occurring? And then the second thought was, what do we do about it? And so I happened to be on Facebook, one of my favorite pastimes, and someone put out a kind of call to action. We're going to go over a handful of physicians. And so I joined them. I flew to Warsaw and then drove down to the Poland-Ukraine border and worked with this group, kind of disbanded after a little bit. And then I met other physicians, and it really became a grassroots effort on who you could meet, what did they need. And it actually was perfect for what an emergency physician is. We go in with the skills and the talents that we have and the connections that we make and the people that we meet and get things done. And so I stayed there for several weeks, then came back, as like most of us, to work shifts to pay the mortgage, et cetera, and then went back again, having met other connections of other physicians who were taking in equipment, supplies, medications. And then I'm working again right now to head back. So I'll be talking about the humanitarian crisis response from an individual standpoint. And I'm not talking about myself. What I'm doing is being the storyteller of the incredible individuals that I met, that hopped in their Peugeot in France and drove over and started collecting supplies, or flew from Montreal and bought a truck to drive into Ukraine. And it's really a call to action for, it might be the Ukraine conflict at the moment, but whatever it is after that, women's health, climate change. And so that's what I'll be talking about.
I don't know of a, go ahead, Chris. I mean, we were both like eager to respond to such inspiration.
Because here's the thing, that's so fascinating. I like how you just humbly, just gently just introduce, oh yeah, I'm just going to talk about Ukraine. It'd be totally different. It was, oh, you know what, there's some nuances and guidelines for appendicitis that I'm going to discuss, but you just took it to a whole different level of delivery, and just seeing it from your lens will be not only just insightful, but just a really great way for all of us to learn and to understand a way to make a greater impact in what we do every day. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I love having it painted that way.
Well, and there isn't a better metaphor for what we do in emergency medicine other than storytelling, right? We do it when we share a dinner together. We do it with our patients, stories of my personal experiences, stories of my patients' experiences, stories of hopes and dreams and a future. We are storytellers in medicine. And I just can't wait to hear the stories that you have to share. I am counting down until we get to hear the full bit at Scientific Assembly. And speaking of stories, so that everybody watching this can get to know you a little bit better, you mentioned to us that you're big into family. So it begs the question, most embarrassing family story.
Oh, most embarrassing. Wow. Oh, gosh. So here's the story I was going to tell. So you blew my lead. I'm going to have to think for a second here, because my claim to fame is I'm a twin.
Oh,
I have a twin. Her name is Terry. I've grown my whole life being called Trary or Tracy. Nobody ever gets us stiff separated. But my twin had twins. And then 10 years later, I had twins. And so we have twins all over the place. And so I'm going to be really, really mean here. My embarrassing story is not about me. I'm going to put it back to my twins. So we have Celtic background. I'm one of the few in my family that still have color to my hair. Everybody's gone white. And my twin went gray when we were probably in our 20s. So she has gorgeous white hair, just stunning white hair. She excuse me. She lives in Atlanta, and people will actually stop her and say, "Oh my gosh." In fact, I was getting on the plane with her the other day, and she was in first class. I had to walk by her because I was sitting in the peon section. And as I'm walking by, I said, "Oh my God, has anybody ever told you have gorgeous hair?" But anyway, so we're out, my twin and I, with my children who were younger at that age. And someone stopped and asked her if she was the grandmother. And so I have never, ever let her live that down. So I'm going to go with that one as being her most embarrassing, which then I relished. So.
I mean, all good siblings claim each other's stories as their own, right?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let it go. Well, Dr. Sanson, thank you so much for being with us this morning. And thank you so much for giving us just a little bit of insight into exactly what we can expect to hear more of come Scientific Assembly. And to everybody watching out there, we can't wait to see you in October. We are eagerly counting down the days.
Same here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.